The only way to know if paranormal clips are real or fake is to ask a ton of questions. We have to rule out what is normal to identify what is paranormal. So let's find out what questions we have with these clips. This is paranormal, true or false. If you enjoy this content of questioning everything, please subscribe. It really helps me out. And leave a like, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. What is this water creature? As the camera is pointed into the water, it appears that there is a snake-like figure with snow on it floating at the surface of the water. What is this thing? I really feel like this is some type of a tree or log with maybe some branches on it, and maybe it's not even on top, which is causing the ice to segment like it is. It's looking like it's moving because the current is actually pushing it, and because it has those tree branches off to the sides, it's giving the appearance that it's swimming, but in actuality I think it's just a log. I don't think it's a real living organism other than a tree. I know a lot of channels are trying to pass this off as the Loch Ness Monster of the Western Hemisphere, but I don't think that's what's going on here. Even the government agency that captured this, they believe that it might be part of a bridge pier that has a rope on it, and that's causing some of the water displacement. So as cool and as creepy as this is, I think it's just a log of some sort. What is this humpback creature? To the left of the screen, we see a large triangle shape in the middle of the water. What is it? It disappears beneath the river and leaves a wake behind it. Anytime there's any type of creature in water, I'm always asking, what wildlife could it be? At this moment, it looks like a killer whale attack. If we had a close-up, we would probably see something like this inserted picture. If we are looking for just one creature, then yes, this would be a spooky, unidentified creature. But if you change your mindset and think that this might be a pod of killer whales, then you might have a better answer as to what we're looking at. So the water is too dirty for us to know for sure what is going on, but my guess is killer whales. What is this creature in this abandoned building? As these explorers come down the staircase, suddenly a creature pops in through the doorway, and a notepad falls to the ground. What is going on? Slowing it down doesn't help that much, but when that creature comes in, that notebook falls. So, is the creature in a mask and gloves just trying to scare these kids? Is it a prank? Is it a joke? Did someone use a string on that notebook causing it to fall? Or was there a natural draft that occurs? Did this creature bang on the outside wall and that's what caused that notebook to fall? I'm not convinced this is paranormal or aliens or cryptids. What do you think? Is this tricycle possessed? A riderless tricycle starts rolling directly towards the camera operator. Is the string being used by somebody off camera? Is it set up on a remote control? Is it a kid ghost that doesn't want to do his chores? What's compelling about this one is it actually pulls back, bumps up against the wall, pops a wheelie before it turns and goes right towards the camera operator. I know an engineer could actually do something to create that type of movement, but this is actually pretty compelling. It might be real. I mean, it hit the wall so hard that it pops a wheelie and it turns in midair towards the camera operator. I would have dropped the camera and started running. And the fact that the camera operator didn't jump or move or lose track of the tricycle does make me wonder if it is real or not. Human instinct is fight or flight, not fight, flight, and build. I definitely have mixed feelings on this one. The movement of the tricycle seems too elaborate, and yet the camera operator's actions seems too predictable. Totally mixed on this one. What caused this door to close? Suddenly a large metal door closes. Who or what closed that door? He rushes over, kicks the door open, and doesn't see anyone. Could a draft or a breeze close that door? Is the door too heavy to be closed by a draft or vacuum? Is someone hiding on the other side of the door, and his delay at moving towards the door gave that person time to run away? What do you think on this one? Real or fake? What moved these flying objects? Objects on the ground start flying towards him. Who or what moved these objects? Everything moves so fast that I'm not even sure what moved. Slowed down to see what's going on. Even slowed down by 75%, there's so much happening that I'm not sure what's happening. So let's slow it down 100% and try that again. Okay, zoomed in and slowed down. I know the round bucket moves, I know the square bucket moves, and then a couple of the smaller pieces move as well. And this guy always prays when he's investigating, when he's scared, and he runs and he jumps and he doesn't keep the camera on things, but he actually, I think, fell down a couple of stairs trying to get away from all this stuff flying at him. I don't know if you've ever watched tornado footage, but that's what this reminds me of, is just stuff picked up by a tornado. I don't think it's a tornado, but this is pretty elaborate of a hoax or a prank. This is when he falls down. He is okay, he does get back up, but I'm sure he probably had a couple of bruises from falling. I don't know if this is a movie set, and they've got Harry Potter's fireplace that's spitting out all the envelopes in there. I really like this guy's paranormal videos because they are really creepy and scary, but unfortunately my rule of thumb is if there's too much activity, it's probably not real. Where did they go? How did they disappear? Two groundskeepers vanish on live television in the background footage of this live news broadcast. Is it some type of portal? Is it the Bermuda Triangle? Is it some other type of vortex, space continuum? My choices are some type of camera glitch, like a data merge issue. The day we know that all cameras are fixed and they have 0 glitches is the day that I will believe that this is some type of supernatural portal. Is a spirit attacking this young man? The premise of the next video we're going to be looking at is this young man is apparently being attacked by an unknown spirit. But before we get into the clip, I wanted to look at a couple of different physical movements. The styles of movement I want to look at are miming movement, breakdancing, and a newer form of dancing, or at least new to me, popping. So this is classic miming, where he pretends to pick up a rope, and then he pretends to start pulling on a rope, and then all of a sudden the rope starts dragging him. And it's that dragging movement that I want you to pay attention to. So apparently this is called popping. I just consider it a more elaborate form of miming. And in this case, he has a shell inside of his jacket, and he's actually rotating the jacket around as much as his head. Now in this one, he actually has a leg brace on his right leg. And that's how he's able to do this type of falling movement. This next clip is more breakdancing, and I just want you to notice how high this guy leaps, pushing off with one leg. And the main thing all of these clips show is body control. And now back to the paranormal. As this young man is sitting in this chair, suddenly he is yanked backwards. Or is that the illusion we are meant to believe? We know his feet are touching the ground. So did he simply push off the ground with his legs? It does look like his legs moved before his body and the chair moved. Did you see the subtle twitch in the legs? We already know one leg can launch a person into the air. Is that what happened here? Same young man, he's leaning against a wall. This time he'll get yanked to his left. The footage is blurred because he's an underage minor. And in each clip, his mother is rushing forward and catching him. Again, he will have one leg on the ground. This time it'll be his right leg. So the question is he miming being yanked by his left leg? This is one of those where my own human bias and my own personality may be getting in my own way. The first issue is I don't want to see a child suffer, so I don't want this to be real. And then the secondary issue is that I'm a fraud investigator. This mother has called the media claiming that her son's being attacked. So there's a bunch of people there, and this is all happening live on TV. Conveniently happening live on TV. And I also know acting, miming, breakdancing, and popping are options. So, are my own biases getting in my own way on this clip? Please let me know. Thank you. It is free to subscribe, follow, like, and comment. So please subscribe on YouTube, follow on Instagram, follow on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. And in each one of those platforms, leave a comment. Much thanks to Jim Riley for the background music. Be safe and watch out for the non-paranormal threats. Thanks for watching Paranormal, True or False.